Good morning, top performers. We've just had so many great things happening. I'm hearing about more listings and out of the blue referrals, and I was talking to a few of you that had questions about the referral partnerships, and so we will review that today. And today is going to be really an amazing day that I'll tell you this week, and then we don't meet next week, July 4th week, so we're off that week, and then the following 2 weeks. And by the time we're done with the fifth week, you're going to really get this. It's all going to come together for you. And today is going to be part of that. And so, we've already discovered that it is the power of our thoughts, and that most of us think about what we don't want. We think about the bad traffic. We think about we hope the deal doesn't go south. We think about the delayed deal, and we just think about the things that trouble us. And because our thoughts are so powerful, that we just create more trouble then because we think about the troubling thoughts. And so I could give you an example just yesterday, and I had someone that just joined my coaching program, and they were well aware on how it worked. We talked about it and everything, and then they came back to me yesterday via email and said, "Oh, I misunderstood this." And basically, all they want to do is get a couple more $1,000, whatever, for them, and I'm making them like tens of thousands of dollars. And so what I did is I took that and I looked at that as this person believes that there's lack and believes that there's lack of money and doesn't want to share and keep it themselves, etc. And that actually will prevent that person from having all the things that they want. So I started looking at that as really on me just helping that person along and understanding that person. So it's a way to look at, to see through, for most of us Christians, to say, I want to see everything through Christ's eyes. And so by doing that, you don't have these troubling thoughts. And again, I've heard from some of you about just how amazing it is, and as you start observing your thoughts and the committee members, on that fear, worry, doubt, complaining, blaming, and you start really realizing, hey, you know what, I'm going to start creating the way that I want to. Today, I'm going to help you, and I'm going to give you a process that's very simple. It's every day you'll be doing it, and it literally will help you to realize on what a magnificent creator you are, and you can start creating your days exactly the way you want them. And like that is just an amazing aha and understanding that you're going to be able to start seeing on how you can create the days the way that you want it by just asking one question to yourself during every episode during the day as you go and get into your next episode. And what that's going to do is that's going to change your belief about who you are. Things don't happen to you. That if you can continue to face reality, you'll just get more of what you want, and you want more. You want your desires, and I'm going to show you how you'll be right in the lap of your desires as you use this technique. So today is going to be powerful. Some of this we talked about, for most of you saw in the seminar, some of this about beliefs, but beliefs are the things that are actually preventing you from getting what you want. And I'm going to show you how you can trump your bad beliefs that no longer serve you, how you can overcome anything in order to have what you want. So that includes, when I say overcome, things like the subconscious mind that people say, oh, well, it's in my subconscious mind. I'm not even aware of those beliefs. It doesn't matter that. Today I'll show you how you can trump your beliefs. So just, sit back. I want you to breathe in deeply and just get a little relief and take any of the things that maybe are troubling you, any of the things that are going on in your life or going on today. And why don't you just release those and just get into what I'm going to share with you today, because it's just powerful information that's going to just help you become free. And I saw that Desi had, there was a picture on Facebook with like 100 bottles of water that have the Desi logo on the water, and it had the caption of, we want to go fly. And I want you to think about you flying now and you feeling this freedom of being able to call it the way that you want it. And so this is the next step now to help you to do that. So it is done unto you as you believe, and that our agenda is going to be, we're going to look again at beliefs. And in fact, you're going to have a CD or an MP3 that I'm going to share with you as part of your success assignment. And it's important to listen to that MP3. There's some magic that happens with listening to these MP3s that I send you. So just to be clear, that what I send you every week is I send you an MP3 on this, what we're doing live, which will have information that will touch your heart, mind, souls, and really help you to live your life the way you intended when you came here, to have your dreams come true. And then there is a YouTube version where it's actually on the computer, what you're seeing right now on your computer screen, where we have the picture, if you will, along with the audio. But then the other MP3 that we have, so there's two MP3s, one is this, and then the other one is taken right from what I developed years ago, that has just done wonderful things when people listen to it at least 6 times. So it's important to, and it covers different information that we cover here. And again, just put that MP3 into your car, that, listen to when you're driving around, that you just want to immerse yourself with these new thoughts and new ideas. Most of us don't accept new ideas until at least 6 times, and that's why I ask you to listen to the MP3 that you haven't seen yet that I'll be sending you. Listen to that at least 6 times. So we're going to look at what a belief is, where most of our beliefs come from, and then we're going to discover the path to beliefs that serve you. So I want you now to start thinking. This session is a lot about our beliefs, and I want you to think about what beliefs no longer serve you. And so we have beliefs such as, women might have a belief as, oh, it's a man's world, or there's a glass ceiling or whatever. And just none of those things are true unless you make them true. It's done unto you as you believe. And so, or you're not very good with names. If you keep on saying to yourself, you're not very good with names, guess what happens? You don't get very good with names, and you get even worse. Or, as I like saying, worser. And not really a word, but I make up my own words too. So, and you can make up your own words, and you just make up whatever you want, and you'll start having it in your life as long as you just think about that. And so the path to beliefs that serve you, we're going to look at. And then we're going to look at how life works. And it's a 5-step process. And I'm going to show you on where at the beginning we talked about thoughts and living in the green zone, on how that's step 1. And there's only 2 steps out of the 5 steps you need to do. So it's step 1, which we've been focused on you thinking about things that please you, about things that you like. Because whatever you focus your attention on grows. And so you just want to lighten up and start focusing your attention on the things that are working in your life, the things that you enjoy, that please you, the things that you desire, the things that you want. And so that's step 1. The other step is step 4, and this is about where we need to believe it, because there's a path. So In fact, I would recommend that you just write down on a piece of paper, write down A, where you are, and then draw an arrow going down because everything's downhill when it's the path of least resistance that your source provides you. And so write an arrow down going down to B. And so that's where you want to be. Your desires are, okay? And so what I'd like you to do by writing there is write down at A. What that is, that's your habit of thought. Wherever you are right now is because of your habits of thinking, and that places you where you currently are. And so for some of you, there's some areas in your lives that are troubling you. And again, that's because of the habit of your thought about whether it's that person or your business or you and what I'm helping you do now is I'm starting to get into your head, if you will, and in your heart and really into your mind. I'm starting to change your habits of thought. And that's why the Joy Shop is so important, because first thing in the morning, this is changing your habit of thought so you can change where you are in your life. And then B, so, we wrote down A, and that's my habit of thought. B is my desire. That's where I want to go. That's where I want my thriving business. That's where I want to allow even more money into my experience. That's where I want to have the type of relationships, the type of health, good health, and that's where I want to look young, slim, trim. In fact, I'm coaching with someone right now a lady that she wanted to attract a soul partner, best friend, and lover. And so this was maybe 3 weeks ago. And so we were at the Inner Circle yesterday, which is the group that I coach with. And so about 16 of us. And so so 3 weeks ago, she started saying, yeah, I want to attract a really just an amazing soul partner, best friend, lover. And so she was sharing with us that she ended up attracting two just amazing guys. One guy is in Austin, has lots and lots of money and divorced and, free and ready to go and treats her like a queen. Another guy she lives in Dallas, is here in Dallas, and that he is a fireman, so he doesn't have very much money. But she says, who cares about having a guy with money now, because I'm making my own money. And she just had a closing last week. She didn't have a very little business, about a home every 2 months. And now she just closed one last week. She closes another deal next week, and she has. I met with her last week, and she had about $850,000 worth of business, from basically nothing to $850,000. And so I told her, listen, I want you to attract today, and this was again last week, today I want you to attract, you have to attract at least another 150,000, because I want you to maintain this $1 million girl that I have in my mind about you. And so she just laughed and giggled about it. She laughed, and she shared with me yesterday that out of the blue, she got a call from a client, a prospect that she's closing with, doing business with now, $180,000 deal, and that put her over the $1 million. And then she gets another call out of the blue and gets a referral into a country club that she thinks that are all luxury homes. And she goes, yeah, so I don't need money. So anyway, she attracts two guys, and she goes, oh, what should I do? And I said, just enjoy both guys. That who says you just have to have one, whatever. But the fact is that, see, you can just attract whatever you want in your life, and that you can have it. And so back to this A to B. A is my habit of thought. This lady that I shared with, her name's Len, and she just she's a rocker. That she changed her habit of thought. and having a thought about her business, about money, about she doesn't need a guy for money, that she makes her own life and she can have all the abundance that she wants. And so then B is the desire. And so A, your habit of thought that God, your source, knows where you are right now. Your source also knows B, where you want to go. And the arrow that goes from this A, where you are, to B is your expectation or your belief about what you desire. So if you say, oh yeah, I want $1 million business too, like Len, but if you don't believe that, if you're not feeling good about that, remember your feelings are really what you're telling the universe. You can't lie to the universe. That you say, oh yeah, that I can feel myself. I can feel it that I have this, that I have. And in her case, she wanted, I have the great guys and that you can just do this with your mind. So she also wanted to be thin. Looking younger, thin, trim, fit, sexy looking. And so she came yesterday and she said, I lost 3 pounds and I haven't changed my diet. I haven't changed my exercise, nothing. All I did was change my thought. And so that's with you too, that all you need to do is change your thought. And so your habit of thought, and the way to get from A, your habit of thought, to B, your desire, is what you expect, what you believe. And that's why this is so important, this session, to really understand these beliefs and how you can capture the beliefs that will lead you to be and all of your desires. So how exciting is that? And then finally, back to our agenda, we're going to then review our ideal referral partnerships. And again, a few of you have asked for, give me that overview again on how all this works, because at this point, you guys should be, and I just talked with Lorena, for example, and she goes, oh yeah, I attracted out of the blue a referral. This is what happens. This is where you just start attracting what you want. You can attract people, you can attract, money, you can attract more business, you can attract agents working for you if that's what you're looking at doing, that you can attract anything that you want and you have the power to do it. And again, this is the path, and I'm sharing with you the path that is different in most cases than what you have been told. However, all of us have been told since we've been a child, it's done unto you as you believe. But again, our beliefs didn't come from us, and they're usually other beliefs. They're beliefs, in fact, that don't serve us. So let's take a look at what a belief is. So beliefs are thoughts that you have had often enough until you turn them into thinking they are the truth. And see, other people had beliefs that, so whatever they believed, they proved it, they manifested it, and then they went to you and they said, see, this is how life works, and this is how it goes, and so here's the belief, like you have to work hard. Okay. And so, in fact, because they worked hard, they say, look, I have the evidence, but anybody can prove anything because we're all creators of our experience. And that's why you need to just relax and start letting go of the beliefs that you have that no longer serve you. And again, this week, I want you to be thinking about what beliefs serve me and what beliefs don't serve me any longer. Beliefs such as I have to work hard. Beliefs such as I have to do a lot of stuff. You only need to do inspired action. And 99% of your path from A to B, A where you are, B to where you're going, 99% of that is an emotional path. And it's about how you're feeling. And when you feel good, then you are getting to that point of manifesting what you want as you continue to feel good. So I'd like you to write down this. In fact, I don't know if you guys, I write down a inspirational quote, but I was thinking of all of you today, and I was pre-paving as far as how just remarkably enlightening this session would be with you, and how this will touch your minds, your hearts, your souls. You're really going to start getting on what a magnificent creator you are, and how to become a deliberate creator, because that's what I do, is teach people how to become deliberate creators. So I'd like you to write down this, that I give my desires to Source. And so again, Source you can interchange with God, the universe, whatever. I like using Source. And so I give my desires to Source, and Source places them into the highest and most glorious frequency. So let me share that again with you. I give my desires to Source. So in the morning, as you have been writing in the Joy Shop about the things that you want, I want to earn X number of dollars every month. I want to earn more and more money. I want to have deep and meaningful relationships. I want to have good health. As you are birthing those desires, and you can then get more and more specific as long as you enjoy that specificity and that it feels good for you, okay? But again, back to the quote. I give my desires to Source, and Source places it in the highest and most glorious frequency. So this is part of the solution for you to manifest everything that you want. And so let me explain that. So when you ask and you say, I want a thriving business, Source takes that and raises that up to the most fantastic, most glorious frequency of a thriving business. And the reason why we haven't manifested what we have wanted is because we don't go up to that point anymore. We describe it, we state what we want, we raise our frequency and our emotion, okay, our feeling about it, our feeling good about it, and then we go off of it, because then we're thinking about the things that are troubling us, and we're thinking about the bad traffic and the argument we just had, or, whatever that troubling idea is, or wondering, gee, I wonder how it's going to work. I just love my wife, Sharon, bless her, that she's is great material for me, because that she tells me a lot about the way that I don't want it. And so I'll give you an example. Yesterday, she says to me, she has this large prospect coming in, and she says to me, oh, gosh, I just hope that he's going to say yes. And, I said, Sharon, you can't be saying that. You're vibrating at, gee, he's going to probably say no, okay? So you're not vibrating at what you want. I want you to think about and imagine that him saying yes, and think how good you feel. And she goes, oh, my God, just like that. She just rolls up and had that. I just feel so good that he gave me all of his money in order to invest, and she's just a fantastic financial advisor. And so she gave me all my that money to invest, and I just love it, and I really felt it. And guess what happened last night when I say, so how'd your day go? Oh, my gosh, you wouldn't believe it, that he said yes and gave me all of his money, and, he trusts me and understands me. All the things that I had asked her to go to that high vibration, that she stayed on that high vibration, and that's why she manifested it. So back to this, I give my desires to Source, and Source places it in the highest and most glorious frequency. All you need to do is get there on a consistent basis. Feeling good. You can't, again, think about the things that are troubling you, that you just start believing that they're going to be there. And so thus, You have the power to change your belief, because look at the screen. Beliefs are simply thoughts that I thought often enough. So what I'm going to do is just start thinking often enough about the thriving business, about all the money, about how I'm independently wealthy, about my good health, about my great relationships, that I'm just going to sit and think about that, and it will become my truth. I will manifest it. So how great is that? And this is easy, my friends. This is easy. That just say, listen, I'm not going there anymore. I'm shutting down the committee. I'm not going to have that damn committee of, fear, worry, shout, blame, guilt. That I'm not going to have that anymore. That's not going to control me. My higher self is going to start managing on what I think about, and I'm just going to think about the things that I want, the things that please me, things that I enjoy. So when you get to that point where you're thinking about what you really like, and the sun's on the screen there, milk the momentum. As you start feeling good about, like, yeah, my business is starting to take off. So, for example, if I were Lorena just got out of the blue a referral, that no matter how Lorena's business is doing in some other areas, so let's say it's doing very good, she just doesn't think about that. What she thinks about is, wow, I love being the creator that I am, that out of the blue I can ask for a referral and that I get it. I just love that. And that you just keep on milking that momentum. And that what you will do is you will form a path of least resistance, which is the lighted golden path of what you want. So there was no predestined when you came here on that you're going to be on this path. It's that you start picking and choosing the things that you want, the things that you don't want, and you end up on this amazing path. And that's the path of least resistance. That's your holy path. That's the lighted path for you, and you just milk that momentum. What most of us have been doing is milking momentum of the things that we don't want. So when you think about that disturbing problem, relationship, whatever, that you have a path of least resistance right down into hell, and you can think more and more about how much you don't like it. So thus, what we're going to do is we're going to, from now on, just think about the things that feel good feeling thoughts, things that please us, things that we desire, and we're going to milk it. So maybe you want to even write down, I'm going to milk it, write down milk it. And it's kind of funny. I'm with I was originally born in Wisconsin, and I lived in Wauwatosa, of all places, Indian name. It's a suburb of Milwaukee. And my whole family were hunters. I'm not, but my whole family were hunters. And so we owned a farm up in the middle of the state of Wisconsin. And so as a kid, I would go up there in the summer, and we would milk cows. And I would actually take that udder and by hand start milking the cow. And that it took a while to kind of get that milk out. But once you got it, wow, you could get a whole bucket of milk. And it was like, yeah. And so maybe just think about that, and that's what I'm going to do with my thoughts, is I'm just going to milk it, and I'm going to create a bucket. And remember, there's a phrase in the Bible that says, my cup overfloweth. That's your cup overflowing. You're going to get more than what you asked for, as long as and of what you want, as long as you're asking for what you want. So think about this momentum that you're literally in the middle of developing even more and better momentum than you have had 3 weeks ago before we started this process. And so you just have the faith and the belief in God, and knowing that God wants to give you everything that you want, and that you are now in this place of thinking better thoughts about getting this positive momentum. And I want you to start just going with that momentum, okay? And if you have momentum, and some of you on the line right now, I know that you have some momentum going that is bad momentum. And so I'm going to give you the example of, with momentum, of a car and on a real steep hill, okay? If you push that car just a little over the edge of that real steep hill, you could run in front of that car and stop that car, okay? But if you have too much negative momentum going, so you push that car and it's this steep hill, and you stand at the bottom and you try to stop that car, what's going to happen? Boom. You're going to get thrown right down, okay? Well, some of you have such negative momentum going in certain areas that you're not going to be able to stop that momentum. So your power is, and so this could be relationships too, this could be your business. It's any subject where you have such bad momentum going in your thoughts that you have a path of least resistance that just gets worse and worse, and you can't stop it, just like you can't stop the car going down the hill with all this momentum. So what do you do? Well, here's the solution, is you stop thinking about that, and you just start thinking about the good momentum that you are now milking, and milking that good momentum of what you want. And I promise you, that other subject of that negative momentum that's going downhill, that'll just, it'd be impossible for you to stop, as you got all that momentum going, that I promise you that you will change that momentum and power of momentum into the direction that you want by thinking of other subjects that are pleasing to you, that you desire, that you want, and you're going to start seeing your life working on all 8 cylinders, if you will. Okay? So most of our beliefs are not our own. So here we are, we're sitting there knowing that thoughts create everything, but our beliefs prevent it. If our expectation, remember that line, going from A to B is expectation, our beliefs, that it slows it down if I don't have a belief that I can really have what I want, have the things that I desire. And the main reason that slows it down is because your beliefs aren't your own. It is done unto you done unto you as you believe. Yeah, it has been done unto all of us as we have not necessarily wanted. It has been done unto us as others have wanted. And so I have 3 different coaches, okay, because I know that coaching works, and it just helps to expand my imagination, and it's just awesome. And so I was with one of my coaches and talking with them about how I just want to get, like, my new book, Encouragement from Dr. Hank, on how I want millions of people to be able to be influenced by that, to uplift the world by that, knowing that the world will be better by that. And I said, but, and I know it's not my job on the how, but I want to, there's got to be something, in the way on beliefs. And so we started talking a little about that. And I realized that when I was young, that my father used to say things like, so he had one client, he was a CPA, and he had a client that was this multi-million-dollar, his name was Brooks Stevens. He designed a Studebaker, a real old car back in the, 40s, 50s, and an Evinrude motor, and a whole bunch of stuff he did, and the Excalibur in the 60s, just an amazing-looking car, and in fact, I got married in that car, in the Excalibur, so if any of you know what that car is, it's a cool one. It's kind of taken after the old classic Mercedes-Benz. And so because of this client was this multi-millionaire, world famous, all this stuff, when I would go to some event where he was there, my father would say, now listen, don't say anything. You just smile and be very nice, and respond only if he asks you to. And so you know what that is? That is, children. We've all been told this one way or another, and that's how I was told it in this fashion. Children were told to be seen and not heard. And so we were never told the opposite of that, okay? And then my father would say, oh, yes, he's a millionaire and has lots of money. And it's kind of like I never could be that, okay? I could never be rich and famous, if you will. And what came to me when I was with my session with my one of my coaches, that what came to me is that really what I want to do is be rich and famous, but I had all these negative connotations about rich being just for this Brooke Stevens or whatever, and then famous being like, oh, you and your ego. But I want famous to be, I want people to know my teaching. I want people to be encouraged and to be uplifted. And so I now just love the idea of me being rich and famous. And in fact, I'd like you all to consider that as well. And hey, do you want, that, yeah, I love the idea about being rich and famous, but I have a whole different perspective because of my current conscious mind. I raised my beliefs and I started thinking not what my father wanted. So look at this last line here. It's done unto us as we have not wanted. Okay, it has been done unto us as others has wanted, as my dad had wanted in that example. Okay, and not what I had wanted. And so again, they had all the good intentions, but the fact is, everybody, you can only think for one person and you can only feel for one person, and that's yourself. That's your only power, but it's the only power you need. You can create anything that you want with the power of your thoughts and your feelings. So where do beliefs come from? I had given the example of parents, that you have these beliefs. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because some of the beliefs you think really are the truth, okay? Because you've thought these thoughts often enough that have come from other sources that you have accepted them as the truth. But I'm sharing with you the only truth is your truth on what you identify as what you want is your truth. So again, using my example on rich and famous, was the truth that I used to have was that I'm not supposed to be rich and famous. Only Brooke Stevens or, this designer or whatever could be that way. And the fact is that, no, I can be that way too. And so we get our beliefs from all different sources. And back to this, on this news, teachers, news. Think about the news on that. If you're still watching TV on the news, I'd like you to turn it off. It's not going to do you any good. Okay, that it really is. I don't watch any news, and just once in a while, because I listen to classical music, that I'll hear, an update once an hour for like a 30-second or a minute update, and it gives a little business, whatever news. But and that's plenty, and that's all I need. Yeah, I kind of know what the stock market is doing, but I'll tell you, the stock market is going to continue to raise. Historically, for the last 80 years, it's continued to raise. Why on earth would I spend every day looking at the stock market? Okay, it's going to continue to grow. I believe that, and so it does. So get rid of that news, because remember, what the news is doing is it's starting to give you beliefs that you don't want. What type of beliefs? Like the world is a bad place. Okay, it tells you about all the murders, all the bad stuff, the thieves, the, whatever that has gone on. And wherever you focus your attention on, you're going to grow. Pretty soon you're going to have that stuff in your life. Okay, I never get anything stolen from me. Why? Because I don't think about that. I think about this this world being safe and beautiful and wonderful, and that's my experience. I call it the way I want it, and so today you proclaim you're going to call it the way you want it. Be very easy on yourself, and it's this soft feeling of raising your vibration, your point of attraction, of where do you want your point of attraction. And as you raise that point of attraction, similar cooperative components are going to come of similar thoughts, people, ideas. That's why when you I want to ask for more referral partners and referrals out of the blue, that when you ask for that, that's a cooperative component, that you'll start getting that. But if you don't believe that, then you're not going to allow that in. So and then back to the beliefs and where they come, then our committee starts doing it. There were, in the last 24 hours, the reason why I have you in the Joy Shop, look at all the good things that happened in the last 24 hours, because we literally have been trained to think. Okay, and that goes back to my habit of thought, that our habit of thought has been trained to think about the problems in our life, the things that aren't working in our life. And then that just makes more of it. And so your committee, you have literally created this committee in your mind that builds up the negative things, and you think you had a bad day when really, if you would look through source's eyes, sense through source, think through source, feel through source, then you would realize that you had a magnificent day. That contrast, those things you don't want, those only are there. You want them to be your friend. And look at that friend and say, friend, that's what I don't want. What do I want? So when there's a slow closing, someone texts me, the people that I coach with text me and said, wow, I just can't get over this thinking about I have this closing delayed. And it was for a lot of money, and this person is now $1 million agent that wasn't before. And so they're, used to now getting lots of money. And so they had this big house that didn't close. And so she texted me and said, oh my God, what am I going to do, about this? And my response to is, don't think about it. Don't think about it. Think about what you do want now. I want closings on time. In fact, I even want closings early. Okay, start thinking about expanding your imagination to thinking like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to have closings early, that I want to have them on time, and I want to have lots of them. And as you just think about those thoughts about your business, only that can come to you. And so church, and again, that with one of you that had shared with me that, you previously were raised a Catholic, and there were a lot of stuff in there that, that you were sinners and you're going to hell and, all this stuff. And, really just all of that's made up. The head of the Catholic Church now, the Pope, he's, changed all that stuff around, or most of the stuff around, and on how you can think about it. And so I'm sharing with you that these are just other people's opinion because, so there is, let's take it. There's one Bible, okay? But everybody has a different interpretation to it. Why? Because we have that freedom to interpret as we want. And your interpretation of all of life and who you are is when you feel good, that's the truth about who you are. And if some of these sources don't make you feel good and some of the beliefs that you have don't make you feel good, don't think about that belief anymore and think about, what do I want to believe? And one of the main things out of all of this session in Top Performers is I want you to believe that you are a deliberate creator. You are already a creator, but you have been creating a lot of stuff in your life that you don't want, and this is helping you to start creating the things that you do want. So school is an influence, friends, and, and this takes me back to stop honoring the God of other people's opinion. That their opinion is going to shift like the wind anyways. And their opinion is about their experience, their beliefs, how they are. The only opinion that matters is yours. Honor yourself, love yourself. And then family as well has a lot of influence on how you can believe. So, and I'll give you an example of that. So my father-in-law, Sledge, that kind of like Sledgehammer, okay? And I think I've shared with you before on, this guy, Sharon told me he's not going to be nice to me and, not going to talk to me, not pay me any attention. And hell, the next thing I know, I say, that's what I don't want. What do I want? I want him and I to have a great relationship. We have this great relationship. But he has these ideas and these prejudice ideas about like some people in the world haven't joined the human race yet. It's like just, it's like chalk at the chalkboard. But what I do is I look and I see who he really is. He is made in the image and likeness of God too. He just has some goofed up beliefs. And so I just lightly take that. And it's not up for me to change his beliefs, and I'm not going to confront him about it, but I am going to share with him about similar people who are just magnificent and wonderful that I work with. and to help him maybe see, a little bit more of that all people are good, and that you can call forth in all people, any people, to include your in-laws, to include, your relatives, to include your friends, to include your clients, prospects, everybody. You can change them by thinking about how you want them to be. You can't face reality anymore and think about how they currently are, because they'll never change then. They'll just get worser, if you will, as you continue to think about what you don't like about them. That you have to think about, how do I want them to be and how do I want them to see? So where is the truth? We miss one place to receive infinite knowledge, infinite intelligence, and the truth. And the truth lies within you, and within you means your feelings. Ask yourself, what do I want? It is one of the great questions, because I'm sharing with you that virtually all of us, we really don't know what we want. As you start asking, what do I want? That you're going to have more and more clarity. And that clarity means you're raising yourself into your higher perspective, into the perspective of Source that will provide you that clarity of what you want. Because if I would tell you that really the only thing you want to do is feel good, that's why you want more money, that's why you want the better relationship, whatever, it's all because you'll feel good. And you each have the power to feel good right now, right in this moment. So you shall be answered, and you shall know the truth. And your truth is on what your experiences have been in your life. You've sifted through these experiences, and you have come to this place of understanding what you don't want and what you do want, and then your Source will guide you to even higher and greater things. So ask for that, your imagination, in order to expand. So the path to your beliefs, you were taught others' beliefs that they created, and then created this into your belief. Your beliefs create your reality. Because remember, if I just think about it, but don't believe it and don't expect it, it's not going to come to me. That I create my reality through my beliefs, and my beliefs are just practiced thought. And that's why in the Joy Shop, to practice the thoughts that you want, the thoughts that make you feel good, that as you practice those, that when you leave that Joy Shop, it might only be for an hour that you have a pretty good day. But then the next day, it'll be for an hour and a half. And the next day, and it'll get longer and longer. And catch this, in 30 days, by you just doing the Joy Shop every morning. So I don't care whether you've done the Joy Shop before or not. If you do the Joy Shop now, every morning for the next 30 days, that your life will change, improve dramatically. It'll be unbelievable, and it'll be an easy path. This is not hard. This is all easy. It's fun. It's enjoyable. So get lighthearted. Just allow any of the things that are bothering you to just run off, like water on a duck's back. Okay, just let it run off and just get immersed in all the thoughts that make you feel good. And so I now practice thoughts of what I want to be, do, and have in my life. And this I would suggest you write down, and as just an awesome affirmation. And you're going to hear in the MP3 that I send you about affirmations, and it's one tool in order to just start helping you to think about what you want. And here's what all of us want is, I want to practice thoughts of what I want to be, do, and have. And as you do that, that will raise your vibration. The shortcut is, because of the Joy Shop, I start out with you reading those good feeling thoughts that I sent you. That raises your vibration. So your point of attraction can be surrounded higher in a higher frequency vibration where your source is, so you can more clearly identify what you want to be, do, and have in your life, and then allow it in. Believe it to be able to come in. Expect it to come in. So this is powerful, powerful stuff, my friends. And now I'm going to share with you on those 5 steps again on how we create. And this is creation. This is how it works. That, I talked to you about beliefs that other people have, etc. That this is a time-proven process. It's how it works. And if you'll just have blind faith and take the next 30 days and just say, you know what, for the month of July, I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to see just how amazing my month of August is going to be as I really dedicate myself to just believing this and accepting this. So we have been told, ask and you shall receive. And so in the asking, that this is thought of you thinking what you want and why you want it. To create the energy to get what you want, you need to think about it for at least 1 minute. So I kind of joke with people on, if you want to do some complaining and blaming with someone, you can do it, but it has to be less than 1 minute. And that way you won't create the energy in order to get more of whatever you're complaining or blaming. So thought, I want to think about at least 1 minute. 15 minutes, which is the recommended time I have suggested for you to do your joy shop every morning. 15 minutes sends bullet trains from heaven. And the heavens part as you are focused in on that. And then typically, so 1 minute, and in that 1 minute, you'll get 4 thoughts. That 4 thoughts will come, and and these thoughts can come from contrast and the things that I don't want. So I'm going to give you a real live example of how that works. So yesterday, I'm with one of my, before the inner circle, I was with one of the people one of my mentees, and I asked, so what do you want? And they said, well, I want to sell a $275,000 house or more from now on. And they were at about 175 to 225. And so I just said, okay, let me take that idea and let me see if I can think of for 1 minute. So I want you to kind of just sit back and think about, yes, I want to sell 275. You can do whatever number you want to start with. Okay, I want to sell, but I'll use the 275. So just sit back and just think, yeah, so I'd like to sell a $275,000 or more homes. And then, you know what, actually, a thought comes. So this is a cooperative component now that comes in. That, you know what, I'd like to sell luxury homes. I love the idea of selling luxury homes. And then she says to me, wow, I just happen to have a friend who redecorates and does decorations on homes. And she usually only lives in her home for a year because she buys a home, decorates it all pretty, and then sells it for a profit, and people are just begging to buy the house because she's made it that way. And I said, well, gosh, that could be your referral partner. And she goes, oh, my God, I just love that idea. And do you see, we just had another cooperative component on, and she's selling that home for $1.2 million. So we went from $275,000 to $1.2 million home that, oh yeah, she just loves selling luxury homes, a $1.2 million home. Then she talked about how she's connected into this country club with another person she knows, and that, wow, with that person, then I could then go from, that they're all $1 million homes. They're right along the golf course, and they're buying and they're selling all the time. And I said, exactly. And so That was 1 minute of just thought. And do you see on where the energy just rose from, wow, 275 to luxury homes to 1.2 million homes to country club living to, I just love selling luxury homes. And so I don't know if that's your niche or if that's something that you like, but do you see the clarity that happened and the excitement on this person on just saying, I just love selling luxury homes, and they never even thought about the desire of having luxury homes. But that's what our source does. Our source will lift us up to that high point, that wonderful point that we want, and all we need to do is stay at that point. So back to how we create, we ask. And so the most important thing, the start of everything, is your thought. That thought then goes to your emotions. And so as you have these high-flying emotions, feeling good, so that's what you want. I have another person that I work with that they just got a listing last week, and the whole reason why that there were 5 agents working on this, and the people called and they said, listen, I'm going to use you because you were so much fun. You were so excited about our house. You said you just loved our house, and that's why we're picking you. And even though she didn't give a discount on the house like some other agents gave, that so she actually cost more, but they did it. And it's all because her vibration. As you thrive, the world thrives. And so I want you to encourage you've been discouraged to, quit being so excited, quit smiling so much. What's wrong with you? Why are you smiling so much? That I want you to smile more. I want you to be happier. I want you to laugh more. Yesterday I asked, in my Joy Shop, I said, I want to laugh really hard today. And so I'm in the sauna with a bunch of guys, and they're talking at Tellus, the fitness center that I go to. And all of a sudden the conversation, and I'm talking with them, and all of a sudden I found myself just laughing hysterically, and that's so healthy for us. And to laugh, and I recognized right at that time, I said, I just love this. I love how Source, I asked to laugh, and then there I was in the midst of it laughing, and it was just so perfect, so wonderful. And that's how you can have your days just get better and better. So these emotions is step 2 on emotions, and those emotions is a signal that is sent out, and that is sent out to your source, and your source answers immediately and determines the how. You don't have to worry about the how. That when Lorena out of the blue attracted the client, she didn't do the out of the blue. She just asked for, I want to start attracting clients out of the blue, and then they come. And so it's not your job. But you've been told, your belief has been that it's your job to figure out how. And that you're all about solutions. You're all about, this is what I want. I call forth what I want, and then I get it. And then step 4 is the only other step that you need in order to create everything. And it goes back and manifest it in your life. And it goes back to this belief. That when you start believing in you start believing on the magnificent creator that you are. And so you say, yes, I'm going to have a thriving business. I now call out of the blue ideal referral partners that provide me my ideal clients. I want out of the blue listings. I want out of the blue buyers, that whatever you ask for, Source makes more of it. It doesn't take away from anybody anything. That you're it. You just call forth what you want, and when you allow it, when you believe it, when you expect it to happen, that it will. And you do this in a loving and soft way that, I just asked for it, and it comes. And when you can get to that point where you just softly expect it to come, that it will flow so powerfully into your life, and you'll have the life of your dreams. And then the final one is you manifest. Step 5 is you experience it in your life. Now, I'm going to take you to Another very easy, what I promised you in the beginning is that I take you into how to really become this deliberate creator. And it's called episode intending. So I'd like you to write down in your notes pages there that I'd like you to write down episode intending. And what this is I'd like you to, in every episode of your day, okay, and I'm going to give you an example on how this plays out and how you would think about it and give you some ideas on how you think about it. But in every new episode, so it could be a new meeting, it could be driving to some place, it could be going to have lunch, it could be right before you go to sleep, that it's intending, and I want you to write this down. What is it that I want most now? What is it that I want most now? When you start pausing, and so I want you to write down pause also. So again, so this is episode intending. It's a technique that is just amazing. You're going to start seeing what a deliberate creator that you are. So it's called episode intending. You asking, what is it that I want most now? And as you ask that question in a very soft, gentle, kind way, that you will then start getting these thoughts of how you want it most. Most of us are reactive in the red zone that we discussed in the first week, and we're just reactive. We're in that top left zone. And we just go into stuff. We don't think about how we want it. Well, you just go in to the next event. Then what will happen is that next event you'll get by default. It'll be if their desire is more, if the people you're with had a desire, had an intent, it's going to just be everything that they wanted, nothing that you wanted. And there's a way, by the way, for everybody to get everything that they want when you're deliberate and intentional, because you're on this high place that has the solutions and has the events take place that everybody wins. Everybody wins in this. Okay, and it all starts with you winning. And it's opposite again, and most of you have been told, think about other people. If you think about yourself first, that all other people will thrive and will benefit from every event that you go into with them. So then again, I'd like you to write the word pause. And what I do is I have pause written, P-A-U-S-E, okay, to just pause, slow down. We're not in a race. I want you to slow down. I'd like you to enjoy life, and so do you. You want to enjoy life, to pause. And so write pause, maybe do a little sticky and, put pause on the refrigerator, put pause next to your computer, put pause next to your bed, and just slow it up. Maybe put pause in your car. That just pause. Yeah, I'm going to pause. And what am I pausing for? I'm going to ask, what is it that I want most now? And you are going to start seeing your days are going to get better and better. I'm sharing with you, I live in heaven. Every one of my days just get better and better. They're just absolutely amazing. They make my heart sing, and for you too. So I'm going to give you an example of how that would be. So let's start tonight when you go to bed. So you're in your bed and, the sheets just feel wonderful, and this is a state of appreciation, and you're raising your vibration, and the sheets just feel so good, and the pillow feels great. And then you just think, what do I want most now? And all of a sudden the answers start coming. I want a deep, long sleep. I want to have sweet dreams. I want to have the best dreams in the world. And just a little side note on that Sharon will, in the morning will say, Man, you were giggling again. And so, I just have the sweetest, best dreams because that's what I call forth. You're going to start seeing you can call forth the way that you want it. I literally have helped people that have nightmares to have just sweet dreams now. And so this can happen for you too. And so back to, so yeah, and I want to wake up, and I just want to wake up. So I want to have a long, deep sleep. I want to have sweet dreams. And when I wake up, I'm going to feel so good. I'm going to feel so alert, so awake, so happy to be alive, so enthused about getting into this day. And so good night all, and just float off to sleep, and you'll sleep like a baby. Okay? Then when you wake up, segment intending, okay? This is episode intending where you are deliberate in your episodes. So now I wake up. And so when I wake up, I said, oh, this is so cool. I woke up just like, again, a state of appreciation. I woke up just like I said I would. I woke up all fresh and revived and just feeling great. And you know what? Today, I'm getting off out of bed on the right side of the bed. So I just do, little things. Most people say, oh, I must have got off on the wrong side. So I just, I'm getting off on the right side of the bed. I just love that. I just love that. That feels so good. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to prepare the most amazing joy shop where I just create my day and I just flow through my day and I just get it the way that I want it. And it's just so nice, and I'm going to feel good all day long. And then I get out of bed and I wake up, I go in and I start my joy shop. And so I already had prepaid that this joy shop, I'm going to have an amazing time. I'm going to feel my oneness with all of Source. Birds are going to land out on the porch. And literally now, I am so connected that you'll see as you're connected with Source that the first thing that you'll see your connection is nature. And so just appreciate every type of bird. And so some birds that, that other people have told you are garbage birds, like a pigeon or whatever, forget all that negative stuff. Okay. They're all beautiful. Everything is beautiful. So I just attract these amazing birds, and they come and sit. Like there's this one bird that comes and sits almost every morning. I have no idea what kind he is. He's a little guy with a little red on him, but he's not a cardinal or robin or whatever. That who knows what he is. I don't really care that he just joins me. But you'll see as you get more and more connected with Source that nature comes to you first. And so you'll start getting more connected with nature. Then you'll get more connected with strangers because you don't have as much prejudices and negative thoughts about strangers. And then you'll become connected with the people that you know and that you love, more connected with them. And so anyways, so then I said, my joy shop, I'm going to feel the oneness, and I'm going to feel the energy of all that is just flow through all my 300 trillion cells. And my 300 trillion cells are just smiling and laughing and happy. And folks, I'm telling you that, you may think like, wow, this is in la la land, and I'm not going to take that much time to do all this thinking. Listen, you're thinking all the time. Most of the time, you're thinking about what you don't want, or you're not thinking deliberately on how you want it. And so thus, you end up at the end of the day with the day that you didn't like. So I get, after my joy shop, then I say, I'm going to have the most nutritious, breakfast. And then I'm walking to my car, and I pause. Yeah, just pause. I said, what do I want most? I want to drive safely and smoothly and easily, just flow. And in fact, I want to even have fun. I want to be inspired. I want to see some inspired nature, the sun, whatever that. Just give it to me all. I just want to have this just glorious ride. I get into my car and I have the most fantastic rides. And I'm never in rush hour, never in traffic. And, again, Sharon's just in awe. How do I never have that? Well, that's because this is how I call it. And if I would be in traffic, all of a sudden I'll think, oh, this is a perfect time for me to write down something, like if I'm at a stoplight or whatever, that, that I just start writing down some good feeling thoughts that I have. I'm writing all the time. I have pages and everywhere. I'm literally writing all the time. time because I write down on these good feeling thoughts that inspire and then uplift me. And then, so now I'm out of my car and I'm going to go to my appointment. This appointment with this prospect is going to be amazing. I'm just going to love this appointment, that we're going to get along well together. They're going to really appreciate who I am, me appreciate who they are, that we're going to have excellent communication. We're going to laugh. We're going to have fun, that they're going to be happy to do business with me. As you start saying those things instead of the other chatter that you say about what other people said about them, or maybe what the conversation you originally had with it, just forget all that stuff. Quit facing reality and instead start creating it the way that you want. So then, you go to, so let's say you go to dinner and you say, yeah, this dinner is just going to be so romantic, so wonderful with, my significant other, that the food is going to be delicious and nutritious for me, and that I'm going to just feel so good. And it's going to be the most delightful evening, and I'm going to enjoy my evening, and I'm going to just feel good. And I just love that all during the day that I feel good. So that is episode intending, and just a magnificent way for you to start seeing the deliberate creator and being the deliberate creator that you are. And you'll start seeing more and more things going your way. So again, these are the 5 steps, back to the screen, the 5 steps on how to create. And all you need to do is think about what and why you want things, and then to allow it in and to believe that everything that you ask for, do you believe that God has the ability to make $1 million business for you? Or $1 billion business. I have one agent I'm working with, and he is literally working on having $1 billion business, and has that vision, and he's already one of the top agents in the U.S., and he's here in Dallas that I coach with, and we're working on $1 billion business. Do you think God can do that? Of course God can do that, okay? It's easy, and that as you allow it, you expect it, you believe it. But you have to believe it, you have to expect it. And so those are the ways in order to do it, is by this episode intending, that you're going to start seeing and look for evidence of God at work for you. Look for evidence of your source working on your behalf, yielding to you and giving you the day as you want it, and you'll start seeing that you're going to just have a magnificent day. So I just wanted to take you through, so like that's all amazing stuff there, and you get that, and you are on your way. And I'm going to in the second session from now. So again, next week we don't meet, but then 2 weeks we do, and then the third week. And in that session, we're going to get more into these emotions, so you can really understand on how these emotions are truly your guidance system with your source, and how you can control your emotions to get to that high flying vibration, to get to whatever you expect, and changing your habit of thought. So how do I change that habit of thought, and how do I start allowing more into my life? And 2 techniques that are excellent to use are visualizations and affirmations. And so it's a way to practice thoughts of what you want. So visualize that you already have whatever you're asking for. What you see in your mind's eye will appear. So I'm going for about 5 days to Washington, D.C. to see all the museums and everything. So I'm already visualizing just what an amazing time that's going to be, that I'm going to be with the forefathers of that, created this amazing United States of America, that I just love, on the museum, and seeing all the beautiful art of the history of the world, and one of the most best museums in the world. And what a great time Sharon and I are going to do. And so I just visualize, literally, I have my eyes closed right now, and I'm literally seeing us walking down, seeing the Capitol, and seeing the Lincoln Memorial, and so I'm taking that path through and just feeling great. And I'm sharing with you that I know, because I can instantly manifest on most of the things that I want, that So that's what's going to happen. I'm going to have just that awesome, awesome time. That at the end of July, I'll be in Russia and for a couple of weeks, and so I'll do the same thing that I just visualized the way I want it. You can visualize right now on how do you want to have your business. That if you can visualize right now, just that today, and just do this. Why don't you give yourself this gift? That today, just expect and believe that out of the blue that you're going to get an amazing listing. And if you would do that, and then I'd like you to text me, email me, call me, whatever, on just how great that was. Because you have the power to do that. All you have to do, think about it, feel good about that, and then believe that it's coming and expect it to come. And so use visualizations. Another way is to affirm in the present tense on whatever you are, whatever you want to become. So the two most powerful words in the universe in English that you can say is I am, and then whatever that next word is, you become. So I am what? A deliberate creator. That I am the creator of a thriving business. I'm the creator of my good health. I'm the creator of good relationships. I'm the creator of the way that I want it. And so this I am, and the more you can just replace that. So if you have a troubling thought, just go to I am and just start thinking about a different subject, and that different subject is what you are. And as you start declaring what you are, the universe will yield to you and basically say, oh, you are? Okay, I'll give it to you. And will give you all the things that you ask for. So your thought is your prayer. So we talk about prayer, and again, prayer isn't sitting on your knees and folding your hands, whatever. That prayer is your thought every day, every moment. It's ceaseless prayers of what you want or not, and this whole process is helping you to have ceaseless prayer of what you want. And as you start praying on the things and thinking, okay, on the things that you desire, that there is no other option. The only thing that will happen is they will appear into your experience. You'll manifest them if you just think about the things that you want. And so you're going to just have an amazing week here. In fact, an amazing next couple of weeks, an amazing life that you just start thinking about, yeah, these are the things that I want, and just believe and know, as long as I'm just thinking about the things that I want, it's only possible to get them into my life. So beautiful. Visualizations, affirmations, they'll be on the MP3 that I send you. And now I want to, in the remaining couple minutes, just review ideal referral partnerships. Now, so here's what it is that you know people that are well-connected, that like you. Everybody is well-connected. They know at least 250 people, but there are even more powerful people that are more connected, and and they have that outgoing personality, and they just have the influence. They're influencers, and they're influencing people, and they have lots of people, and that they like you. So you just start saying, yes, I have this person that's well connected, that is powerful, influential, that just loves me, that it will love helping me. People love to help other people. And I'm sharing with you, you have ideal referral partnerships right under your nose. Remember the example I gave to you earlier about on how there was this lady that redecorated homes? Well, that lady, she's known for 10 years, but never recognized that she was an ideal referral partner into $1 million homes. Okay, she never understood that until she started recognizing, wow, I have this person. She has another friend that is a member of the country club, and that puts her into networking into this country club with all these multi-million-dollar homes. That these people are right under your nose. So they could be a builder that you know. They could be the person that does your hair. They can be one of your relatives, one of your friends. Great ideal referral partnerships come from previous clients. And so most of you have previous clients, and that what I'd like you to do, write down a list of which ones do you like. This is about you on who you want to work with, play with, if you will, create money with. And now what you do is you just get surrounded around people that just love you. And so out of the blue, ask for an ideal referral partnership, but you have to be looking for it and you have to ask for it. Remember the process, ask and receive. If I don't ask for it, I don't get it. So if you don't expand your imagination and start thinking, hey, there are people out there that would love to refer me into my ideal clients. So who are my ideal clients? And this is something you want to share with your ideal referral partner to help them get focused. My ideal clients are people that are buying and selling, over $250,000 homes or whatever that amount is. There are people that are well qualified, motivated, that they do what I ask them to do. You just start creating what you want to have in your life, and they'll start coming to you. They'll start lining up. They'll literally line up for you. My coaching program, I started with nothing when I moved to Dallas. I didn't have a coaching program. I have 16 just ideal clients that I coach right now, and I'm actually full. And I got out of the blue someone that came to me and said, oh, I want to coach with you, and I can't coach with them until August. And that why? Because they'll line up. You'll have listings line up. Don't buy into, oh, there isn't any inventory. There's plenty of inventory. There's thousands of homes in your area that are being listed every month. Then you can't buy into that. When you ask, Source is going to make more of it. So I'm not going to buy into what other people are saying. I'm not going to have those beliefs anymore. I'm going to believe that I call forth the environment, the opportunities that I want. Remember when I shared with you that you're walking down that golden road, that path of least resistance? Well, just imagine you walking down that road right now. It's a beautiful lighted road that the fresh air, that the light of God is just pouring on you. You're feeling so good. You're walking down that path, and then just start seeing doors of opportunity, golden doors of opportunity opening for you. Just one after the next, and it's ideal referral partnerships, it's ideal clients, that it's better health, it's better relationships, it's new relationships, it's just all the things that you wanted. It's trips, it's nice cars, nice places to live in. Just expand your imagination and ask for your source to start opening those doors of opportunity for you. And as you do, they'll all start opening for you. But you have to ask and expand your imagination. Don't sit. Most people, by the time they're 38 years old, don't dream anymore. I want you to fix that dream machine, and you have the power to do so in this present moment as you start thinking, this is the way that I want my life to be. Filled with abundance, rich and famous, thriving business, perfect health, getting younger every day, looking better, looking sexier every day, that you start calling it the way you want it. And I don't care who or what says anything about it. And I will caution you, don't tell many people about this, because they're going to try to talk you right back into the hellhole that they're in, what my wife Sharon calls a rabbit hole. Okay? You're not going on that rabbit hole anymore. You're out of that rabbit hole, and by golly, you're climbing the mountaintops, and you're going on your path with those doors swinging open for you. And so you can tell I'm excited. I'm excited about you and your future and what's happening with you, and that you're getting this. This is starting to really just seep through into your mind and your heart and your soul, and you're realizing this is what I want. I want the life of my dreams, and I'm going to start dreaming. I'm going to start expanding my imagination. And so as we talk here about ideal referral partnerships, those are the ideal referral partnerships. They're right under your nose. They're people, think about what clients you have, but you have to think about it, and you have to ask for, I want those ideal referral partnerships. And when you come into those ideal referral partnerships, you think of someone, you call them, and you ask them for help. And they say, sure. And you say, I'd like to meet with you. And when you meet with them, you, again, ask them for help. And then you share your goal. I would like to help at least 5 families every month. Or for some of you, it's 25 families every month that to have the American dream of buying and selling the American dream homes, and that's my expertise, and I need your help. And so I'm looking for people, and so share your ideal client. So I'm looking for people that are well motivated, that are, in this upper class of buying at least $250,000 homes, that are well qualified, have good credit. And I realize, Mr. Referral Partner, that I realize that ideal referral partner, that you don't know all the credit or whatever they have, but you do know on the things that are they interested in $250,000 homes? Are they good people? Do you get along well with them? Do they like you? And so they'll know, and you will just attract, because you're asking for this, that they will then attract the people that you're asking for. So that's the ideal client that is well motivated, has money, has good credit, listens to you, really likes you, etc. And they then give you a personal introduction. So the name of the game is your ideal referral partner gives you a personal introduction. So think about like a neighborhood that a wealthy neighborhood, and this is just coming to me from source, that think about a neighborhood, a fairly wealthy neighborhood, where you just listed or sold a home, and how you could get into that neighborhood and start developing relationships, and maybe go to the homeowners association or something like that, or go see a new home builder, that there are just opportunities there, but you want to always have a personal introduction. So when you're talking that ideal referral partnership, they say, oh, I know, I have Susie that is looking to sell her house. And then you say, well, could you please call Susie and let her know that I'd be happy to help her, as the experienced and knowledgeable real estate agent that I am, help her with her home needs. And that your referral partner then calls Susie. Susie says, sure, I'd love to do it. You call back your referral partner and say, hey, is it okay to call Susie? And they say, sure. You call Susie, and when you call Susie, because that personal introduction, you know what happens? She already trusts you. That you don't have to do a sales job. Instead, they already trust you, because they trust the person, that third party that gave the recommendation to you. And so now you're more into the service mode, and you're into doing what you want to do. Instead of trying to sell yourself and go through a bunch of competition and all that, just forget all that they now trust you, and you fold right into them, and they become your ideal client. And then again, holding them accountable, ideal referral partnerships, that you hold them accountable by calling them back and saying, hey, did you get any, were you able to talk to Susie in my example? Or the other thing is, every 2 weeks, go and talk with them. And because you have to be in them, remember, whatever you create is you focus your attention on. Well, if you're there in front of them, they're focusing their attention on you, and they'll be thinking more about you, and more opportunities they'll attract for you in order to buy and sell homes for all of your referral partnerships, friends, all of their neighbors, their clients. So you're going to build, remember who benefits. You benefit really least out of everyone. Who benefits most? The ideal referral partner is able to help all of their friends and you, and then all of their friends are able to get you, the reliable, the trusted real estate agent that provides all the things that they wanted in order to experience their American dream. So with them, again, see them every 2 weeks. And just in closing here, your success steps that, we've had an amazing time this morning on really understanding on, wow, it is done on us as we believe, and that most of our beliefs aren't our own. You now know how to change those beliefs, to start expecting your good, that you call forth what you want, and it's all based on how your thoughts are. So listen to Success Unit number 3, believe in your success at least 6 times. Complete the action steps page, which I'll send you. And again, the more that you do of this, the more it's going to internalize for you and the more you're going to get out of this. Meet with at least one new ideal referral partner this week. And why not one new client? Why don't you just create out of the blue right now that you want one new listing this week? You call it forth and just allow it to get in. Don't have any contradictory thoughts on that, and it will only be possible for you to get a listing this week. How fun is that, huh? And then listen to this recording until you believe it, that what I shared here is the truth with a capital T, and you make your own truth. This is the pathway to all the things that you have desired, all the things you want, and for your dreams to come true. Make sure you do your joy shop every morning. If you haven't done it very often or whatever, I'd like you to start today and just say, you know what, till the end of July, I'm going to commit myself just to this joy shop. And remember, you read the joy shop and then you write out what you desire, what you appreciate, and then you prepaid your day as you want it. And that I would also suggest that you think about now episode intending. What are you going to do next as you get out of this amazing webinar that we've just been in? That as you get out, that I want you to call forth, how do I want the next thing? It might be lunch. I want it nutritious. And then after that, it might be calls. They're going to be the best calls that I've ever had. That you just start calling forth the way that you want it, and you're going to demonstrate to yourself what a magnificent creator that you are. And then finally, contact me in any way that I may help you. I am here to help you. I love you guys. Just an amazing time this morning. Let me know how you're doing, if I can help you anymore in any way, and then let me know your results. I want to hear the big, amazing results that you're getting. And so with that, I thank you very much, and we shall see you later. God bless. Bye-bye.